Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Snacks Thought, brought to you by Eric Broadus. And so tonight I'm back again with another hangout, or what's known as my Friday night chit chat. And so, what is it that I would like to chit chat or talk about this evening? Well, first of all, I'd like to start off by wishing everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's. And mine was really good, you know. Had a close friend of mine coming to visit me, you know what I'm saying, out of state, and got a chance to talk to some family members and friends. So, you know, it's all good. But this is another Friday night chit chat. And so what I'd like to talk about this evening is the artificial womb. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard about the artificial womb, but you can easily find it. All you have to do is Google it, or you can even go on YouTube to find it. But what the artificial womb is, I believe there's a I don't know where the laboratory is at, but I'm not sure if it's in Europe and if it's in Sweden, or if it's actually in Asia, maybe Japan or something like that. But basically what they're doing is they are, I saw two pictures where they basically birthed a fetus, which was one of a sheep, and then they actually had a human fetus in one, you know. And so what they're, in a nutshell, what they're going to is trying to replace the female for giving birth, you know. And it's no secret that the stats even bear this, that birth rates have dramatically declined worldwide. If you think it's bad in the United States, Canada, and Australia, and Europe is also having got it bad, Asia is even worse. Japan has an aging population, and they are in serious decline. From what I had heard when I was watching this program on YouTube about Japan, is that I think there's a certain demographic of their population where 60% are still virgins. Give me a second, guys. I gotta sip a little bit. This is my kickback time. But yeah. So the men and the women are not doing a lot of dating, or not even having sex. They're not coming together, you know. And so the Japanese government has decided to get involved because they're desperate. So they are investing millions of dollars into dating sites and to get men and women to mingle and hopefully basically get them to have sex so they can start reproducing babies. But they definitely are in serious decline. Now, with this artificial womb, supposedly they say that in 50 years, you know, I've heard different numbers on this. They said this will be the thing in 50 years, or some websites, you know, or programs that I watched said 10 years. But from what I've heard with certain YouTubers or throughout social media, this thing is already going in the mix, and they're expecting it to be realistically more bringing this on in 3 to 5 years. And with this artificial womb, basically you can reproduce. You can reproduce offspring without the woman being the carrier of the fetus. Or in the case of, say, if it's an animal fetus, you don't need an animal, the female, to go through the gestation period or to carry the offspring. And so they're basically trying to make their own baby manufacturing factory. Now, along with this, they are also tampering with the DNA to where you can have designer babies. And so they can go into the different strands of DNA, and they can manipulate or pick the best characteristics within those DNA strands, and basically have those manifest in the genes of the of the particular child that eventually will be born. So basically trying to create their own superhumans, or I don't know, super race, if you so to speak. My opinion, I don't know if you guys are Gnostics or atheists or whatever, but, me personally, I do believe in God. You know what I'm saying? I believe in the Lord. And so I do believe that that God does exist. And he has a specific order. Now, for some of you, you may not believe in creation. You may be evolutionists, but I feel that it's always a danger when you have human beings trying to, in a sense, play God. There's something I believe that is going to go. I believe is going to go wrong with this. And even if you're an evolutionist, if you believe just by nature has a set order, and there's certain things that I don't think that as human beings we were meant to tamper with. Now, granted. Science, technology, and automation is all good, but you have to have a balance. What starts off one way or small eventually could become something big and have a bigger problem if it gets out of hands, or if this technology gets into the wrong hands. Gotta get another sip again, guys. I'm flowing right here. I need another sip. But yeah, the artificial womb, and I was watching something on YouTube, and where this this female YouTuber was basically she had like a prop of a baby, but they were basically saying that you will be able to get your baby in the mail by UPS, and I'm just like some things are going too far. You don't dehumanize infants or a human being. It'd be one thing to have an animal, shipped in a crate, but it's like children or infants are not, they're not fish. You don't put them in a crate like crabs or lobster or fish and ship them. But I was watching the program on YouTube, and I'm kind of talking about it. Kind of made me sick to my stomach. But they had she had a prop, but the baby would come basically in like some type of wrapping, like cellophane, and they would be like in a UPS box, and you would open the box and you would get this particular, I guess, a baby kit, and I was just like, it's just some things are just not right, have your baby saying shipped to you in a FedEx or UPS, it's not right. That is dehumanizing. And also, in one of the programs, it mentioned that it would make it extremely hard for the mother to bond with the infant because she failed to carry the infant in her own womb or uterus. So I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It's like I'm telling y'all better watch this sci-fi. All of this stuff that we're watching in movies on TV, it always comes out later on that this stuff is real and it's happening in real life. I have a nephew that is in the world of science, and he's a scientist with an extremely high IQ. And what he explained to me, he told me this years ago, that the movie Splice that we saw, where they've spliced all this different DNA from birds, amphibians, different animals, and human DNA. He said that's real, and that people are literally trying to splice animal DNA with theirs so that they can have certain characteristics of animals. They want, why in the world would a human being want to have feathers or wings coming out of their own flesh? I have no ideas. Why would you want to have horns coming out of your head, you know what I'm saying? Or even jagged teeth, you know what I'm saying? Or certain types of canines, It's just certain things that they do not mix. But these are some of the things that that they're actually trying to pull. And if you notice, you really haven't heard too much about the artificial womb, if at all, on mainstream media. I didn't know about it until I actually heard about it on YouTube. I was like, wait a minute, what's this right here? But mainstream media hasn't said anything about it yet, because if females worldwide, can you imagine, found out that they were trying to replace them as the natural birth givers, you would have an uproar in societies. You think that you got these marches now, or with feminism, you ain't seen nothing yet, and somebody would have a whole lot of explaining to do, but I don't know. It's just a bit weird. I love science, what I'm saying? I believe in technology also, but there's a limit. I don't think you should try to tamper with nature, in a certain capacity, and I don't think that you should try to play God, because something is definitely gonna go wrong. There's always something that's gonna go wrong in the mix. And even with technology, when they had created, I guess, these computers or these robots, what happened is that they got this different systems began to communicate with each other, and they began to create their own language that human beings or the scientists couldn't understand. So they had to shut the program down, because they started creating their own language, and they were going to be self-functioning on their own. So it's just something to think about, guys. Something to think about. When I say guys, talk about ladies too. It is something to think about. The artificial womb. They are trying to replace the human female as the birth giver. Yeah, get a designer baby, in a box, by the U.S. Post Office or FedEx or UPS. Really? But I definitely love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. I mean, this is like some sci-fi kind of gone wrong, But I'm not going to belabor you guys. This is just my little Friday night chit chat and just some thoughts that was running through my head. Please subscribe to Snacks Thoughts, my audio podcast. Please share it. You can find me on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, and various other social media platforms, even Facebook and Twitter. But Snacks Thoughts, that's SNAKZ Thoughts, THOUGHTS. Please subscribe and share it. And I also have a YouTube channel, which is it's Eric Broadus YouTube. That's ERICBROADUS YouTube, or ericbroadusyoutube.com. So if you go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to it, share the channel, and then when you subscribe, hit the bell so you can keep on getting any videos or live streams that come out. But thanks, guys, for listening. But there'll definitely be more to come, and please check out my YouTube channel, as I also my YouTube channel deals with information on how to succeed in the military, deals with travel, health and wellness, and just various other topics that can range anywhere from technology to let me see what else can I think of, any type of news, I'm versatile with my content, so I don't just stick specifically with one area, as I have the inquisitive mind, and I'm the one that's always going to ask the question, why? But that's all I got, guys. Again, the artificial womb. What do you guys think about this? Share your thoughts, all right? Peace.